Welcome to our weekly segment we call Check Your Schedule with 17's entertainment expert Rick Bentley, and I'm 17's Elena Russ. Thank you for joining us today. As always, so much fun stuff going on around Kern County.
It never ends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, maybe one day people will say, well, stop saying there's nothing to do.
Nothing to do.
Because we're telling them every week, there's plenty to do.
And even in the height of summer when it's so hot, and there are fewer events, definitely, than the rest of the year, there's still something to do every day.
Yeah. And again, we have air conditioning.
We do.
We can stay inside, and you go from your air-conditioned car to your air-conditioned, but come on, you can do this stuff.
You absolutely can.
Yeah.
So today we wanted to talk about the launch of Books in Motion that is happening all month long, even into early August. It's a partnership between the Kern Dance Alliance, the Kern County Library System, and local dance troupes.
Now, the program has been going on for 9 years, bringing books to life.
Here's what you can expect at each of the performances. They'll have a live dance performance in English, Spanish, and American Sign Language based upon well-known children's books. Then they host a mini dance class where all the children in the audience get up. They learn a short dance that coincides with the book's theme. Then there's a crafting session to reinforce the book's theme and to promote role-playing and imagination. A free book is then given to encourage reading at home.
Books in Motion is not a one-time experience. Children are invited to attend as many shows as possible to collect all 12 of the books. Now, the books include famous titles such as Frozen, Moana, Green Eggs and Ham, Where's Waldo, Alice in Wonderland, and Encanto.
And you and I have both volunteered at this event in summers past. I think it is such a blast. I love taking my kids along, even though I'm working the event. They have so much fun playing and meeting new friends and enjoying our library.
And what a way to combine both, an educational and a physical activity.
Yes.
So it's not like you're just sort of focusing on one or the other. And a lot of programs do that and do it well. This one combines both, and that's a win-win.
Exactly. And I love that my kids get to take home that free book, but then they stay in the library perusing the shelves, and they fall in love with books in different ways. Sometimes it's picking it by the title, sometimes it's picking it because they recognized a friend at school had it. It's so exciting.
And as I reinforce time and time again, reading is just vital.
It is.
If you can't read, you're just going to struggle.
Yeah.
And so getting kids started early, no matter what it is, in whatever kind of, let them read the back of cereal boxes just as long as they're reading.
Exactly.
Yep.
So we love that, and we love dancing too, so it's a win-win. So then let's move ahead to another event that is happening actually happening around town all week long, because Books in Motion is all month long.
Right. Okay, so Wednesday, Violent Vera brings their Chasing Ghosts North America tour to the Nile Theater with a special guest, Nuvolent.
Now, Vera is a female rock vocalist and songwriter of Mexican-American descent. Her first single, I Don't Care, was released in September of 2021, a track that would bring her further recognition, and her first EP, Till Death Was Never Enough, which was released in August of 2023. The band begins with Vera and Blink on bass, who worked together on a couple of songs, and then they moved to Dallas. There, they met Matt and Anthony, both guitarists, thanks to Vera's announcement on her social networks communicating that she needed members to form a band, thus forming the particular sound and name of their band, Violent Vera. And you and I have talked about the Nile before. It's such a great venue to see any band of any genre because it's so intimate.
It's so intimate, there's not a bad seat in the house. It's always interesting to see how it's set up. Sometimes it's reserved seating. Other times the floor's wide open, and they encourage get out in the middle and have fun. So yeah, but it's one of those places where if you want to be near an artist, it's a great place to go.
Exactly, and I love rock at that venue. It just rattles your rib cage, and seeing a female on lead is always very fun as well for me.
Oh yeah, it's great. Some of the great musicians of our time are female.
I agree, so much fun. So then on Thursday, the Well Comedy Club will present the pregame free stand-up comedy show at Eva's at the Fox Theater beginning at 7 p.m.
Now, the Thursday night open mic is the longest running night of comedy in Bakersfield. In fact, it's so successful, it launched the Central Valley's first full-time comedy club. Now, at the pregame comedy show, comedians from all over California work on their jokes in front of you, a live audience. Doors open at 6 p.m., the sign-up list goes out at 6:30 p.m., and the laughs begin at 7 p.m. Now, you must be 18 and over to attend. Admission is free, but seating is limited, so be sure to arrive early if you want a seat.
And this is a regular running thing. They do this every week. And so I love that it's new comedy, it's local comedy, it's touring people who want to try different mics for different audiences. And it's free. Such a great date night, such a cool local thing. And Eva's is such a cool venue.
Yeah, and it's nice. You know, they worked really hard on getting Eva's open. And it's really a cool place just to hang out, even if you don't care about comedy or whatever. It's just a cool place to go to. So again, one more thing to do in the middle of the week. When you're just sort of bored and television has gotten into reruns,
Right.
Just go try. You don't have to get up and do comedy.
Yes.
You can if you want, but just have be around to socialize. It's a fun thing to do.
Exactly. Live performances are always my jam, and free is my favorite word.
It's even better.
All right, so then on Friday, this is a very special one.
We're going to jump into a swashbuckling world of adventure and romance at the height of the bloody French Revolution as the Scarlet Pimpernel comes to the stage at BC's Edward Simonson Indoor Theater.
Now, on 17 News at Noon, we just interviewed the director of this show, so she has a great preview that you should check out here at kget.com. But this show is based on the acclaimed novel of the same name, The Scarlet Pimpernel. It's an action-adventure unlike anything you've seen on the indoor theater stage. When a dashing English aristocrat discovers his new bride may be aiding the bloodthirsty leader of the Reign of Terror, he dares to enter France to save those doomed to the guillotine. Through trickery and deceit, the mysterious Scarlet Pimpernel and his band of trusted friends set off on a dramatic adventure full of romance, intrigue, and scandal for one of history's most tumultuous periods. Attend Friday and Saturday performances at 7:30 p.m. with a Sunday matinee at 2 p.m. this weekend, July 18th through the 20th, and next weekend, the 24th through the 27th. It's just $20 for general admission, Rick.
Right.
There will be a lot of BC artists and performers, but there's also community performers and BC alumni who they wanted to come back. So it's a huge show. It's a musical, sets, costumes, the works.
Yeah. I was laughing because unfortunately my brain goes in a way that as soon as we start talking about the Scarlet Pimpernel, I think of Daffy Duck playing that character in cartoons. So forgive me for the laugh. I'm sorry.
But no, there are parts of the show that are very funny.
Exactly.
And with the guillotine, I asked the director, is this family friendly? And she said, yes, actually, though it is a tough time in history and they are talking about chopping off heads.
Yeah.
They don't actually do it, and she said it's family friendly, as long as you know that your child is mature enough to handle kind of a war story.
Yeah, it was a time in French history when you could get ahead. Sorry.
Rick, that was glorious. All right, let's move ahead to Saturday night.
So sorry.
You've given me the giggles. On Saturday, rise and shine for a guided sunrise hike at Windwolves Preserve beginning at 6 a.m. if you want to get up early on a Saturday.
Not me.
I know.
But for all of you who are willing to, experience sunrise at Windwolves Preserve with a guided hike along the San Emigdio Canyon Trail. That's hard to say. Which is approximately 2 miles. Learn about the preserve's
Sorry, I gave you all the tough word. Crepuscular.
Crepuscular and early morning wonders with our team. It begins with check-in at the crossing kiosk at 5:45 a.m. I got that word. This hike is recommended for ages 8 and up, and unfortunately, you cannot take strollers. Reservations are required and space is limited. Now, this event is free, another good thing.
Yes.
But please consider a donation to support the Wildlands Conservancy's mission. Also, please note this event is subject to cancellation due to excessive heat warnings or other hazardous conditions.
So, of course, we go first thing in the morning because that's when it's the coolest, but also it's so active out there. So you see the flowers and the summer nature and all the animals, but it could still be too warm in the morning. So make sure that you're checking in with the Conservancy. Also, they gave us a packing list for you. This is things that you need to bring along with you for this sunrise hike on Saturday. Weather appropriate clothing. So again, check the forecast. They say you really need to have long pants to protect yourself from ticks. There are ticks out there. Have closed-toed shoes, ankle-length hiking boots are recommended. And then sun protection, including a hat, sunscreen, and sunglasses, along with water and electrolytes, and of course, my kids' favorite word, snacks.
Yeah.
Call again Windwells Preserve for questions and more information. I just love this little piece of Kern County history, this
Exactly.
treasure in the preserve they have there. But a lot of people don't visit in the summer because it's so hot,
Right.
but there's still so much going on.
Again, this goes back to the point of, yes, it's hot. We know it's summer. It's going to be that way. But if you plan right, if you do things early in the morning, or late in the evening, there's still stuff that can be done outside. So,
Yes.
yeah. But again, take precautions. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. I can't say that enough.
You should always take more water than you think you need to.
Exactly.
Which is good advice. All right, and finally on Sunday, Moana comes back to the big screen as part of the Fox Theatre's summer movie series beginning at 1 p.m.
Okay, it's the story set in ancient Polynesia when a terrible curse incurred by the demigod Maui reaches Moana's island. She answers the ocean's call to seek out Maui to set things right. You can enjoy this movie for just, get this, $5 admission. Plus, and I'm going to stress this, there'll be $1 hot dogs, drinks, and small popcorn. Now that's while the supplies last. Costumes are highly encouraged at each of the summer movie series. So channel your inner Maui or dress shiny. And CB Caricatures will be there doing caricatures in the lobby before the screening. So come early, strike a pose, and walk away with a frame-worthy keepsake.
Again, air conditioning, great hot dogs for a great price.
Oh, those are great hot dogs,
Right?
trust me.
But
Yes.
that in-person art, I always walk by a boardwalk or something down
Yeah.
in Southern California and see those caricatures and think, oh, I would enjoy to do that sometime. That would be fun. It's here, it's local, you're all dressed up anyway. What a fun thing to do with the family for the afternoon.
Yeah, and again, indoors, it's not, you don't break the bank taking the entire family to this. And when you combine it, between the hot dogs and the popcorn and this, you've got a meal.
You do.
So you've taken care of the day's entertainment. It's a great deal and one of Disney's better movies.
It really is. I love Moana. We were just
Yeah.
talking last night about how much my girls enjoy that movie. The second one was weird. The first one's great.
Yeah, as generally the case is, as we know it with movies, the first ones are usually really good. Sophomore slump when you hit the second one.
That's a good phrase for it. Yes, absolutely. All right. So those are what's happening around town, all of our events that we wanted to cover. But stay tuned because coming up after the break, we'll talk about what's new this week on TV and in theaters. Welcome back to Check Your Schedule with Rick Bentley. So what is new on TV this week? What are we checking out?
Well, before we get started with what's new, I want to talk about, I'm a member of the Television Critics Association, and we just announced our awards for the season.
Yes.
And The Pit got 4 nominations. It's one of my favorite shows of the fall season. So
Yes.
it's on HBO Max. I want to go back and I've talked about this show in the past, but we as the television critics have sort of recognized it for stars Noah Wiley, and I just found out he picked up his first Emmy nomination today since he was on ER.
Oh, wow.
But we'd already given him our nomination, so we beat the Emmy people. So
So you know what's going on. And I actually asked somebody the other day, what are you watching right now? What's fun and new? And they said The Pit immediately. And I was like, my movie guy has been talking about that show for months now.
yeah, and again, I have to stress it's very mature. I mean, this is what happens. This is probably one of the most realistic experiences of what it's like to be in an ER. So there's a lot of blood and gore and even some nudity to it. So be careful. There's a proper age to be watching this, but those who are adult enough to watch it, I think you're going to love this show. It is really. Wiley was good on ER, but he's great on this show.
I mean, it's been a couple decades, and I've seen him in other things because I remember my parents loving ER. I was a little too young to watch it. So to watch him grow as an actor and now come kind of full circle is pretty cool.
Yeah, but I've got other things to talk about.
Yes.
So what if your hometown was given the title of the worst city to live in? For America's richest self-made billionaire, Diane Hendricks, and her daughter, Kanya, they have made it their mission to rebuild their community one home at a time. Now, their efforts can be seen on the new A&E Home Renovation and Design Series, betting on Beloit, which is in Wisconsin.
Okay.
Kanya talked with me about the program.
Hey, I know nothing about construction, so forgive me for this stupid question, but wouldn't it make just more sense to come to those buildings that had fallen under such disrepair and knock them down and built new from that land?
Yes, from a cost perspective, actually, that is oftentimes the better scenario. However, these homes are in a historic district, so knocking them down is not really in the cards. We did in one episode, we actually did end up, we bought one of the projects with the intention of bringing it back and doing a major full-scale renovation, and actually discovered that there was no foundation under the back half of the house. And we're talking a house that was built in the late 1800s, so it was just an anomaly that it was still upright. So that one we actually did have to tear down, and we ended up rebuilding it to look just like the home that was there before. So that was kind of a fun situation and episode, so we tracked that in the show. But all the other ones, yeah, they're in a historic neighborhoods. We really try to lean into that. We try to make them what they were in their glory days and really make them showpieces again in the community.
Yeah, and the neighbors must love you. I mean, you know, when you get a house that's been under disrepair, it's going to pull the property value down. Your work brings it back up.
It does, yes. I think that the neighbors have been so supportive. We've actually become friends with many of them, honestly, and some of them, you know, bring us baked goods and cook for us. So it's definitely feeling like a family affair in the neighborhood, and they're excited that, you know, we're going to keep going. You know, the series tracks 6 projects, but, you know, we're already, you know, working on additional projects now. We've got houses that we just demoed. So, you know, this is full speed ahead. And other than the noise during the day, the neighbors are absolutely loving it, and we love them for being so supportive.
And that must be one of the great things about living in a town the size of Beloit, and the fact that it's a small town. It's not it's not a real small town, but it's like one of those towns where everybody knows everybody.
Yeah, and if you don't know them, you share people in common. Everybody knows somebody who knows somebody. Yes, 36,000 people we have.
Okay, that show airs at 1 p.m. Saturdays on the cable channel A&E, and can also be seen, if you don't have cable, A&E's website and through On Demand. You know, it gets a B- from me.
I enjoy watching home improvement shows. It starts making me look around my house going, man, I could do a lot here. But the fact that she's doing it for other people to make the whole community better is so cool.
And the funny thing is, if you watch that first episode, the renovations they do and what they can sell the house for, they're going to lose about $100,000. But that's not their purpose. Their purpose is to get their city back. And this historic district is being renovated through what they're doing.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's something great to watch on TV.
Yep.
Also, anything else new on TV?
Oh, of course. So fans of the Zombies franchise on Disney will be happy to know a 4th film has just launched. It still follows the adventures of Addison, who's played by Meg Donnelly, and Zed, as portrayed by Milo Manheim. But there's a new love interest at the heart of this franchise, as a vampire falls for a daywalker. So I talked to Freya Skye and Malachi Barton, who play this new star-crossed pair.
Hey, Freya, I want to talk with you. We certainly know your musical background. It's pretty extensive, but I don't think your acting background is quite up to the same level. So when you got to this project, how much did you have to work on the acting part of it, knowing that you had the music in the bag?
Oh wow, I feel like there's honestly no way to prepare for joining a franchise like Zombies, something that's already so established and so loved in the Disney world. So I think I've been taking acting classes. It's always been a passion of mine and something I've always loved. I've been self-taping my whole life, so I feel like this just felt like the perfect project, and Nova was a character I really related to and connected to, which made it so much easier to do the acting, and it's also easier to act when you act alongside incredible actors. So that also made it so much fun. But I think a lot of character research, really trying to understand who Nova is and how I relate to her and how I'm different from her. So I think just trying to really dig into that and just understand her would really help me to play her.
Let me take one more step further. Because you had moments of dance and singing, did that just feel like it grounded you? Like, I know I've got that, I've got that available?
Honestly, I've been saying I do feel like doing Zombies really did elevate my music in a way that I didn't know could be possible. I think I've never really looked at music before I had done Zombies in a way that was with so much storytelling and so much emotion that you really have to convey in the movie, because every single song and the way you sing it, it really has to convey the emotion of the scene or what's happened before, and yeah, just really convey that. So I feel like that has been something that's really rubbed off in my own personal music career coming out of Zombies, and just really making sure to connect with my emotions in the way I sing, because I think that does make all the difference.
Malachi, I've heard you use the term swagger a lot when it came to the vampires. So how much were you swaggering after that first day of dance rehearsal?
Dude, I was swagging out hard,
This guy
man.
was swagging all over the place.
I was swagging all over the place. I swagged everywhere that day. Swagged everywhere. No, that first day of rehearsal, man, if I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how much I was swagging after that first day of rehearsal. I was exhausted because Draco put us through it. He was drilling us, the choreographer. But you know, I'm very happy about that because he got us all prepped for the movie, and the dance numbers turned out amazing, and we're very, very, very proud of them. But you know, hey, I think I was swagging out more when we were filming because I had all the dances locked in, and once I was, you know, in costume and everything like that, my swag levels were just like through the roof.
The swag meter.
Yeah. Malachi, did you explain to Freya what it means to be part of the Disney World now? I mean, that's a whole new level of notoriety.
Yeah, we had some combos just about it. I mean, it's definitely wild. I'm very, very, very grateful for just the channel and every Disney Plus. The DCOM world has been so good to me. And like I said earlier, I'm so grateful for it. It's been so much fun. I've been with Disney since I was 8 years old, which is wild. I've been with them for a decade. Just kind of unreal. But yeah, I mean, it's still though, even with being part of so many like Disney or so many DCOMs and series on the channel, it's still nothing prepared me for Zombies 4 because it was like, it's my first musical, something different. Yeah, it's a whole new beast.
You know, this is always a fun and energetic franchise. It's really not aimed at my generation.
Right.
But you know what? I have to fully appreciate the energy and the stamina and the physicality that has to go in, not only to acting.
Yes.
Okay, that's hard enough. But these kids have to sing and they have to dance. And you saw them, these are some big dance numbers that aren't in slow motion. They are just driving it. So while it's not aimed at me, I've always found them fun to watch.
Yeah.
And so I give this movie a B+, as I have with all the others in the franchise.
Nice. I was telling you during that segment that my daughters watched this with their babysitter on Saturday. And at first I said, Zombies, I haven't watched that yet. That's too much for the 5-year-old. And the babysitter said, no. It's like Descendants. It's musical. It's sweet. It's Disney Junior. It's okay.
Yeah, it is safe really for all ages.
Yeah.
I cannot stop anybody from watching this.
And Disney so often does it really well where they have the nice storylines throughout, the good versus evil and the rise above and the no bullying and the inclusivity, and that's really good for kids to see too.
Yeah, and it's always about working together. You know, you can fight each other, but until you come together for a common cause, that's when things work out.
Yes.
And so there's always very solid message without being too preachy. I mean, it's there, but we don't stop the movie to go, and you should be, no. So I like that about them.
I do too.
Yep.
Oh, okay, so that's what's new on TV. Let's now move into what is new on the big screen. What's in theaters this week?
Well, this week we got two very different movies opening.
Okay.
We've got The Smurfs, a new animated version of The Smurfs, and we got I Know What You Did Last Summer, which is a remake of I Know What You Did about 20 years ago.
Right.
And so it's really that combination of movies out there for separate audiences. This coming after the wake of the opening of Superman. So we're giving audiences more of a diversity to look into. And so I really thought would be interesting is to sort of just take a look at a kind of a behind the scenes of the Smurfs.
Okay, cool. Check it out.
La 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 la.
Sing a happy song.
La 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 la. La 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 la.
Why are you singing that dreadful song?
The Smurfs voice cast.
Whoa.
Yeah, whoa. So many talented people. I love playing Smurfette. She's a leader. She's powerful. Come on, we gotta rescue Papa.
I play No Name.
Deal with my awesomeness.
He's called No Name Smurf because he hasn't found his thing.
You don't get a name until you earn it.
I'm playing Ken, the brother of Papa Smurf, played by none other than John Goodman. You couldn't cast a better Papa Smurf.
Smurf Village isn't safe. No!
Every Smurf's so unique.
We're the International Neighborhood Watch Smurfs.
Joel is Razimel's assistant, who is a maniacal lunatic.
Shall I send your brother?
Gargamel.
It's got all of these really fun new characters.
I play Mama Poots. When Papa Smurf gets captured, she's the go-to mama to get him out. Looks like you yahoos could use a lift.
The entire cast is pretty incredible.
Cha-cha-cha!
They've put together a team of all-stars.
Looks like everyone took care of business.
That was a cute preview.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun for kids.
Yeah, the Smurfs in the past, I grew up with the cartoon in the 80s, of course. My children have watched it from time to time, and I'm looking at it going, this is wild.
Yeah.
But they think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And the latest one that came out seemed pretty great, so I'm hoping this is on par with it.
Yeah, I have not seen it, and it's interesting. There's no preview of it. Normally, I would see a movie on Thursday to do a review on Friday. There's no advance on it, so that always worries me that they're not wanting the critics to see it. So this week I will be reviewing I Know What You Did Last Summer.
And you'll see that here on 17 News at noon on Friday. Rick, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
That wraps up this week's Check Your Schedule. We'll meet you back here next week.